full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP. Hey, Gumpers.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with a Good Morning Portugal show, a live stream and podcast. How are you this morning? Just tweaking things here. I'm sorry if that sun is blinding you behind me. I'll try and shade you from it, if I may. I've got the great Terence Austin sat opposite me. Gonna need some external production assistance, I think, to make sure everything's sounding okay here. And we have got the SantaGeeza joining us in just a moment, who has a special gift. He is a psychic Santa, and he's very happy to sit you on his virtual knee this morning and ascertain whether you've been naughty or nice. So if you could put into the chat, if you'd like one of those little virtual visits to Santa this morning, we'll bring him on in just a moment. He's just hanging out with his elves at the moment, finish with the finishing touches. Now that sounds really bad, doesn't it? Anyway, let me move on, and just suffice to say, if you would like a little virtual reading, a virtual a sit on Santa's knee, please let us know in the chat. And you can make your own assessment of whether you've been naughty or nice this year, what you'd like for Christmas. And we'll put it to Santa to see if he thinks, I mean, he's a judgmental old git, so he will decide. He'll have the final word on this. Terence just is opposite me. Did you want to say hi to everybody this morning?
Good morning, everybody. Nice to meet you all again.
Just so you know,
on a lovely sunshiny seafront in São Martinho on the Silver Coast.
It's looking great, isn't it?
Life could not be better at the moment.
Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't that wonderful? It's great. Great to be here. So hi.
It is. I'm going to maybe plug in the other camera that we were using that had a long shot of both of us. That could be risky, but why not?
Why not?
We'll try a bit later on.
A two-shot.
Coach Turner is here. Good morning to you, Coach Turner. We've also got Pete with a bit of material this morning. That's fantastic. Okay, let me just shield you from the sun a little bit more. Thank you, Pete, for the material this morning. Old guy in Europe, James, is here. Bom dia, Campus. Feliz quinta a todos. Como está tudo bem? Do you want some headphones for that? Would you mind turning that down a tad over there on the other side? The studio output. Cheers, buddy. I love hearing myself, but
you've got a bit of talkback.
Yeah, it's your volume.
Yeah,
I think we're hearing you.
I do apologize.
No, it's
I
okay.
can't actually
Hear. You've got headphones on, haven't you? That's why you're not hearing.
That's why I'm not picking it up. You've got doubled. It's really bad. It's like torture. You just get that like a minuscule moment behind.
I think the CIA used it as a method for interrogation.
That and waterboarding. That's coming in the second half of the show.
Stay tuned. T-Duck also here. Bon dia, alegria, Campus. How's it sounding, T-Duck? I know I can rely on you for a bit of executive production there. Dougie also in with the Feliz Natal a todos. It's a long shot, but yeah, we're going to try it. Will Santa share the naughty list? He could probably be probed, encouraged into doing that. You'll know Carl. The Portuguese is also here. You'll know Carl by the sunburn on the back of his head. And Mike and Karen also here this morning, as are Hugh and Jane. Good morning from Hugh and Jane. Lovely sunny morning from Tres Rios, where of course he made that documentary video.
Well, we both did, didn't we? You were excellent in that.
And we've got an offer along those lines. Do you want to do a little bit of a tease on that before we go to more teasing with the SantaGeeza?
We're looking forward to 2025, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it's time to do that now because I'm always living in the future, never in the present.
I can help with that.
Thank you. I know you run courses on that.
The Portuguese can't, but I can.
Yes. It's all about property and kind of what's going to be happening in 2025, really, in Portugal. But I like to kind of concentrate a bit on the Silver Coast, mainly because that's what I know more than anything.
Yes.
And we do have a special offer for those people considering putting their property out
Ooh.
to their benefit, and it's quite exciting for you and I. I know I've only just yeah, sorry
Is that
about
you?
I've had some
is
eggs
that?
and steak this morning.
Is there a tug?
Well, that's a novel way of putting it. I did feel a tug in my trousers.
Who doesn't like a tug in the bay first thing in the morning? Stop it! Right. So
Right.
a special offer.
Special
Suffice to
offer.
say, what
And
was that?
I'm just, I don't know, but let it go now, okay?
Okay.
Let it go.
I can't. I'm
Right,
properly distracted.
We've
by
got
that.
a full house here.
Really?
Right?
We've got an
It could have
audience.
come from one of them. You never know.
All right. Lee said soonest mended, but open the window, Delson, if you don't mind. Sound is good. Brrr, says Cordelia.
Well, people think this is glass behind me, but it's not. You should have seen it shaking.
Colin, please, Colin is here. Colin, our rugby Colin. I need Santa to tell me if I've been naughty or nice. So that's our first volunteer. We're keeping him waiting far too long. I was going to give him a round of applause, but I can't. I'm not in the right
frame of mind.
No. We need to sing Colin happy birthday. It's Colin's birthday as well, so he should be first. So a virtual round of applause. If you could all clap and cheer at home, and we'll bring on the SantaGeeza. Good morning to you.
We're not going to sing happy birthday. I thought we were going to sing happy birthday.
We've got to find out if he's been naughty or nice first.
Oh, right. Sorry.
SantaGeeza, we know you're very busy.
I'm ready to go.
Those shelves are familiar. We know
yes, the Portuguese allowed me to use his studio, as he calls it.
Right.
I call it more of a, I don't know, it's like a
grotto.
Yeah, grotto. Thank you.
It's very grotto-esque.
Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh,
Merry
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, God, the sun in my eyes.
I'll keep still. You're not used to it, are you, in the North Pole?
Well, I'm not used to it. I don't know if I would exactly call it disinformation, Carl. You're on my naughty list. I'm not sure if you're getting a present this year because
why?
You told me it was 300 days of sunshine, which is may well be true, but you didn't mention that it'd be colder than the North Pole.
Have you been talking to the Portuguese by any chance? Right.
So I'm absolutely freezing. And in fact, Portuguese had kindly left me this oil heater that I've got between my legs.
He has that between his legs when he's broadcasting, which is something I never learned at journalism school. Right, we have our first request for journalism school.
Journalism school.
We have our first request, and Psychic Santa. It's a bit of a gift. Can you tell us more about that? How did you develop this? Is it a degree, a postgrad? On what basis do you make these psychic Santa claims?
Well, I was born with the gift.
Of course, yes.
Of course. Rugby Colin, are you sat on my knee?
He has to imagine. Does he have to imagine that?
You have to imagine it, and
it's a red microphone.
We'll see what comes up. We'll see what comes up.
Dear, oh dear. This is the very sort of thing that's causing a lot of trouble at the BBC at the moment. But we're a long way.
In about 9 years, I'll probably be cancelled. That's about the timeline, isn't it?
I don't think it's going to take that long, quite frankly. Right.
And did you hear I bought a present for Portugal already?
No, go on.
Which is the cancellation of the ever-present threat of MOTs for motorcycles has finally been abandoned by the Portuguese government. So there'll be no MOTs for motorcycles.
And you're directly behind that gift to the
I'm directly behind it. I made that happen. So any fellow motorcyclists, we can all breathe the collective sigh of relief. Every year we get warned it's going to be this year that we have to MOT our motorcycles. Or their motorcycles. Of course, I don't ride a motorcycle. I ride a sleigh.
Of course you do. Right.
In fact, it was a very interesting ride down here from the North Pole.
Was it?
Lots of UFOs.
What do you want to tell us more?
Lots and lots of UFOs.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So we were dodging UFOs.
That's a gift for humanity around about now in this time of history, it would appear.
It may be. And then as we flew down over the UK, because, the North Pole over the UK towards Portugal.
Yes.
OAPs. We were dodging OAPs. And then there were lots of OAPs flying around in the air. And then the funniest thing, when we got to Portugal, we found that all the UFOs were flying very, very close behind us all the way. It was very irritating. The whole way they were just right behind us. Some of them were even speaking on their phones.
Did they not get stopped and breathalyzed? Because there's a lot of that going on at the moment.
Well, that happened in São Martinho Do Porto, yeah.
Yes,
That's
of course,
yeah.
of course. Right, okay. Colin, birthday boy Colin is ready for you. He is virtually sat on your lap. He is visualizing that. He feels a bit uncomfortable, which is
yeah. Well, you know, I tried to provide a soft place to sit, but you know,
it's been a while.
It's been a while. Mrs. Claus has seen better days.
Right. Would you, this gift you've been given, Psychic Santa? Could you please do we need to be quiet while you perform this service?
Colin, you have been a good boy, and I'm going to bring you a lump. I'm going to bring you a lump of coal this Christmas, which in any other country would sound terrible, but in Portugal is actually a very useful gift.
Or for a British OAP, that would be quite a godsend at the moment.
British OAP, yes.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so Colin's been a good boy. It's his birthday today as well. It's not easy having a birthday around this time of year, is it? Because a lot of people just want to give you a lump of coal and say, "Oh, that's for your birthday and Christmas."
That's for both. It's a big lump. And I'm not talking about the coal.
He's still sat on his knee. He's still sat on his knee, obviously.
Can we see Colin's big lump?
Can you send a picture in on 913-5? No, actually, don't.
That's the phone number for the GNR, by the way. Don't listen to him.
If you've been affected by any of the issues alluded or referred to in this show, Santa is British. Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or I think the way it works with Santa, don't you hear it in the voice you want to hear it in? Because we're talking about magic and miracles here, aren't we?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I can. I think originally I was Finnish. I could be getting that wrong. I've got to be careful.
Right.
I should really know.
Well,
those weren't UFOs. It was the MOT.
Would I lie to you?
You're making me cry, and my nose is running, as are my eyes.
I want to go back to this concept. Is Santa British? And I think he probably is. Oh, there's a fight starting.
That's why I don't come here often. I was reluctant to come to São Martinho Do Porto because of the reputation for violence and
violence.
Yeah, the streets of São Martinho.
Constant breathalyzer
streets
checks.
of São Martinho, yeah. Constant breathalyzer checks, yeah.
Sorry, did you have a question for Santa?
Yeah, really. I want to say, do you think Santa, being British, is from Liverpool, and that would explain why there's been a lot of like tea leafing going on?
Oh, those big bags of presents.
Yeah, those big bags of stuff.
I didn't want a knockoff DVD for Christmas.
You know.
Yeah. I don't have to get. There was a young lad up there, and he wanted a Cosworth, a Ford Cosworth for Christmas.
Of course,
but this is what I like about the children in Liverpool is I was able to just give him a screwdriver.
Yeah,
dear, oh
dear. That's all we needed.
Yeah, I'm sorry to anybody from Liverpool or with ancestors. There's probably a few Americans tuned in who've actually got relatives or date back to the Liverpool and the Beatles and so on. So sorry if Santa has caused any offence on that level. Those weren't UFOs. It was the MOT check. That's how good the GNR are here. They're actually chasing you in the sky now, aren't they? At hypersonic speed. Very good. Santa can't be British. He is too happy, and his real name is Nicholas. So you've been challenged there. Why don't we give Gary, given Gary has stuck his head above the pulpit, the virtual pulpit, let's sit him on your virtual knee, because I know he'll say no, but he really wants to. And oh God, that sounds so 70s.
Well, I just Googled it, and apparently I'm actually from Turkey.
Of course you are. Are you not confusing yourself with St. George?
No, this is Saint. Maybe all the saints were from Turkey. Who knows?
Originally, yes.
Apparently, I'm from Patara, Turkey. Saint.
Okay. All right.
Ancient Lycian city of Patara. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I remember it well. I
don't know if this is a threat or a promise, Santa, the SantaGeeza. I've been very naughty and would crush Santa's knees with my Welsh Valley's backside. But yeah, I'm up for sitting on them. I take it. I get free sweets. Carl or Santa can clear off. Oh, charming. Right. Okay. So can you do one of your psychic Santas on Jackie now and her Welsh Valley's backside, please?
Well, Jackie has been a very good girl. And I sincerely hope.
Not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Jackie's been a very bad girl. in a very bad
in a good way.
In a good way.
You're messing with his mind now, aren't you?
Yes.
But I'm hoping that she gets her Christmas present early next year and is able to come and join us here in sunny, if a little bit cold, Portugal.
Yes. Okay. Well, choose wisely, Jackie, on where you position yourself. It was a little bit chilly, but it's beautiful now, isn't it? I really am going to get a sunburned neck.
It was. You're right.
You're going to have to take me to casualty.
I think I will. I've already called them. No, and it's warmed up really, really well. I'm actually quite hot now.
Yeah.
I may have to do the second half of the show sort of naked from the waist down, which I think,
is a nice little advert for Friday night.
I am naked from the waist down. It wasn't that. I thought that was on the. Didn't you give me that on the show notes?
Be careful with that oil heater. Was all I'm saying.
It's caused a right mess.
Right. Okay. So, anything else? Do you have a message for humanity at this time of year, SantaGeeza? Well, is humanity on the naughty step or the nice step? What's going on? It's been a funny old year, isn't it?
Funny.
Well, I think I don't have a problem with humanity really. They keep me employed. So yeah.
I'm employed by humanity.
What a
I am employed by without humanity. What would I do, really?
I've never seen it quite like that.
No.
Go on. So that's it, is it?
Well, no, I was just thinking about some people who could automatically get added to the naughty list. Are all those rebels without a clause?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I haven't got my badum tush button.
Oh, you haven't?
Yes. No,
so
sorry.
I shouldn't tell you who my favorite singer is.
Go on. Well, that's a bit controversial at the moment, isn't it?
Elfish Presley.
Oh gosh.
Elvis.
Ouch.
Where do you think these jokes that are in the crackers come from? Who do you think makes these jokes?
I see. That's another
Elfish Presley.
Something else that we've learned this morning. So not only busy writing back and forth and responding to the children of the world, but also writing all the jokes in the crackers and providing the psychic Santa service this morning. So we've had Jackie's been a good girl. And Colin's been a good girl as well.
He's been a good boy.
Happy birthday to you.
He's been a good girl.
Naked Bar. We can't do that because there are.
No,
it's not appropriate for him to shout that.
It isn't. Who's challenged that?
Naked Bar has rules, Terence, says Gary.
Oh, yes. Well, I thought he was challenging then, so no.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Christmas wish is for heavily discounted airfares. That doesn't sound especially seasonal. What do you have to say about that, Psychic Santa?
Well, I can heavily discount them from the 300% over normal that they are to maybe say 280% over normal. Will that work for you, Gary?
You could diversify.
That would be a miracle. A miracle that could work for you.
Santa Air in that sleigh of yours. A bit chilly up there, I think. But that's a possibility.
Can I just mention as well, people often ask me if I wear these clothes all the time, and I don't actually. And Mrs. Claus actually takes the opportunity to wash my normal or street clothes, you might call them.
Street clothes from the North Pole, yeah.
And she uses Yuletide.
Oh my word. Please stop it. My nose is running like a tap here. I'm not sure if I've got on that. To your jokes, maybe.
Wow,
but
you're having an internet thing.
So I think it's actually frightening to put yourself forward for a bit of psychic Santa action.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
No, we're all right now. Yeah, we're okay now. So. Can you hear us?
You had a slight glitch there. You had a slight glitch. You know what we had just then?
Santa, can you hear us?
I can hear you. We had a Santa pause.
And the biggest laugh of Cordelia so far is Santa pause.
Yeah, we had a Santa pause.
We did there. Right, okay. Biggest laugh for Cordelia so far is that we've been cut off.
That's a bad sign, isn't it? When people start writing in saying, I'm so happy you've been cut off.
The rats are throwing themselves on the traps in the background. I suddenly got on a voice jumpy. Right, are we okay now? Better now. We're back again now. Right. I think that was a kind of strategic cutout because Terence got a bit nervous. The psychic tension maybe broke the internet for a moment there. So Terence Austin, he's an artist. He's also the House Whisperer. He's got a lovely offer for us in the second half.
I thought it was Captain Kaza. What am I this week?
You are Captain Kaza. I can't say all those other names you suggested.
The House Molester.
What? No. What? Nobody's going to want to buy that service.
270s, as you said.
You don't want clients like that.
What am I?
Terence Austin, has he been naughty or nice, SantaGeeza?
Yes, definitely nice. Definitely nice. Yes, definitely nice. He's a subscriber, right?
Damned by faint praise. Yeah, that's right. He's a show supporter.
We shouldn't alienate the subscribers.
Don't upset any subscribers or followers, thanks.
Yeah. Is anyone on here who hasn't subbed? You're definitely on the naughty chair.
If you don't, that's ignorant. Right, Snow White is unhappy.
That is ignorant. Yes.
Okay. We've got some material from Peter. I always have to read these out. And SantaGeeza, if there's anything else you want to share with humanity or your local village, or get sponsorship for your 10K run, please go ahead and do that while I'm finding Peter's earlier messages. We've also got a God Squad tip of the day, and we've got a new advent calendar window over on our advent
White
calendar.
is unhappy to get Tell and Tony back in time for the matinee.
What does that mean? Right, okay. All right. So
Dopey and the other 7 dwarfs go to visit the Pope. Dot goes up to the Pope and asks, Pope, can you tell me, are there any dwarf nuns at the Vatican? He thinks for a moment. No, he says.
Right.
There are no dwarf nuns in the Vatican. The other dwarfs chuckle. Well, can you tell me, are there any dwarf nuns in all of Europe? The Pope thinks for a second. No, I don't believe there are.
I could have gone to the toilet while you were doing this. Right.
And the other dwarf start to laugh even harder. Dopey looks upset. Well, can you tell me, are there any dwarf nuns in all the world? He asked. The Pope takes a minute.
Hold on. Right, keep going.
7 dwarfs in bed, happy they got out, and they all felt grumpy.
We waited that long.
They all felt grumpy.
Dear, oh dear. Thank you very much, maybe, for that. This is better. It's punchier, Pete. I just got robbed by 6 dwarves. Not happy. Right, okay. Sometimes I wake up feeling grumpy, but
I like that one. I do like that one. Yeah.
That's not exactly what he said there. Right, SantaGeeza. SantaGeeza. I meant to say Psychic Santa. Do you want to tell us more about your world tour, as it were? Where are you in the scheme of things? I don't think I've ever interviewed Santa before. Where are you in the scheme of things of your very busy schedule, which will be obviously hotting up exponentially right now?
Well, I'm at the beginning, so of course, while I'm here, I'm going to do all of my rounds. So I'll be. Where am I going? Where am I now? São Martinho Do Porto. So I think next stop will probably be Nazaré. So hopefully everyone up in Nazaré has been good.
Waxing their board.
Yes, I'll probably head up to. Where would I head up to after Nazaré?
What would you say?
Plymouth?
Leiria, possibly.
You can tell I've put a lot of thought into this, can't you?
You have. I think, but you're just very intuitive. You don't worry about facts, which makes you really good.
Well, I can't. As there are some people who don't even believe that I'm here. A very funny thing is
that is a funny thing. They're denying the evidence of their own eyes. Clearly, we have Santa in front of us right now. Excuse me.
There has been some rumours. I have never been seen, as much as we're often in communication, I've never been seen at the same time in the same room as the Portuguesa, and that has
that's a scoop.
A few rumours. A scoop of what? A scoop of reindeer poo. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like reindeer.
Good on your on your leaks. Right.
Sorry, I will soon have a mate living. Yes. Well, I need all the help I can get.
Healthy power balls. Is that the reindeer's nickname for you? Healthy power balls, full of sweet treats to keep Santa's energy up for the 10K North Pole run. Looking forward to that. How is that? Have you spoken to Portuguese about his 10K run? How are his preparations going for that?
His preparations seem to be going really well. Just this morning, he's got the 10K down to about an hour 45, an hour 50, which is pretty impressive. His aim is 1 hour 15.
Right.
Yeah.
And has he asked you for some new green flash? Has he been naughty or nice?
The Portuguese is always nice. Always nice. Yeah. It's a little bit like what I always say to my to my dog Foot. My dog Foot is always a very good boy. And
that's the name of his dog, by the way. His dog's name is Foot.
When he's not, he's just a baby. Same with the Portuguese. Yeah.
Oh, I see. He's regressed.
He's definitely regressed.
He's regressed. Okay, all right. Well, there's a nice little bit of understanding and compassion, as you would expect from.
Why are you in a cafe? Why are you doing this from a cafe? What's happened? Is it you just fancied going to a cafe this morning?
I had a falling out with Mrs. M. If you really want to know the truth, so I'll be broadcasting from various locations.
Yeah, you tried the sofa, but you could see her. I was going to say smiling.
I can still see her scowling. It hasn't got to the snarling bit yet.
It hasn't got to the snarling yet.
In fact, it's gone from snarling to scowling. So yeah, I'll be broadcasting from a range of locations until things blow over. Basically, thanks for asking. That T-Duck wants for Christmas the naughty lady list. Can you help out with that? That's a good list. Portuguese.
All I want for Christmas is the naughty lady list. Yeah. It's just reminded me of some people often ask me why I don't have children. Did you know that Santa Claus doesn't have children?
No. Why doesn't? I think how we're supposed to respond to those. No.
Well, I only come once a year.
Oh God. Right, morning people. Now Lee McGrady, definitely naughty, right? Do you know Lee, head gardener McGrady? He'd like a few seeds for Christmas.
Well, only once a year, remember.
Okay. If you're reaching out psychically, what have you got?
Of course, you could come with me to the strip club if you want.
Meaning what exactly?
Well, we could visit all of my hoes.
Oh, dear, this is going really badly now. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? Get him off. Which is what the manager of the strip club said. Failo Espino Granja Miramar. I think we need to get rid of him. Santa's going to the dark side. Here. Gary Austin, where did those people come from who watched the wine club the other night? New viewers or just after bargains before Christmas? I think it was great wines for €3 or less that attracted the massive crowd, quite frankly. Oh, good morning, Mrs. M. I only have to mention her, she is. Good morning. She's obviously didn't hear those.
Always watching. She's always watching. And scowling.
Good morning to you, fine men. I'm in enough trouble already. Shut up, Santa. Good morning to you, fine men.
Blinded by the light. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's a moment for him to pick up his ukulele and
just out of curiosity. Oh, blinded. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, is everybody celebrating Christmas on the 24th or the 25th?
Okay, good question. I feel like I've just stepped into a Russ Abbott show. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
because we love a party with a happy atmosphere. We will have a party with a happy atmosphere on Friday the 13th in São Martinho Do Porto. Did you see what I did there?
I did.
Are you bringing your guitar?
Am I bringing my guitar?
Yes.
Have you got have you got the patience?
The PA.
Right. Have you got the PA? Have you got the, I'm a bit worried, And
the SantaGeeza, might be joining us on the 15th of February here in São Martinho do Porto with a bit of ukulele action as well. You coming over for that big party, or can you ask the Portuguese if he's coming and come with him?
I'll ask the Portuguese. I'm sure he'll try and make the effort.
Yeah, but both of you have got to be there.
Okay.
There are ways. We do have ways.
That's the ultimate test, isn't it? In the same room,
at the same time. We could maybe do it in the same space.
All right. SantaGeeza's question. A couple of answers for you. Is it the 24th or the 25th? Define celebrate. Point of order, chair from T-Duck there, and answer from the old guy in Europe. Yes. To SantaGeeza's question there, both, I think, the traditional Portuguese and the US celebration on the 25th. Right, SantaGeeza, I think you've probably got to go back to doing a bit more present wrapping, supervising the elves, a few more psychic Santa readings. Your final message to us this morning, we do appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. What is your final message for us, the Gumpers of the Good Morning Portugal community?
Well, just... I feel like people might have got a bit upset at this time of morning talking about the only coming once a year, and the truth is,
Please,
no.
Let that one go.
Most
For
people
God's
would
sake.
move on.
I'm letting it go. It's not the real reason. It's not the real reason. It's not the real
Right.
reason that I don't have children. The real reason that I don't have children is because I only.
Just leave it. For God's sake. We don't want to know. Please.
Look,
I only come down the chimney.
honestly,
Ho,
please.
ho, 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 ho.
I think he had to go.
Is he gone?
For his own good, yeah.
Oh, you're so cruel.
No, seriously. I mean, there'll be not only upset parents, upset children.
Yeah.
I think
that
was
go through the list.
It's like those
I'm onto
moments where
dogs.
if you had a time machine, you could go back in history and assassinate certain people. It was that
Kennedy.
All I could hear was
Hitler,
ho ho ho
the Portugueser.
in the background. Right. Okay. Right. If you can pull yourself together,
I think I can.
I know.
You mean after wetting myself
Should
with laughter?
Should we do this extra camera thing? I'm plugging it in. I'm going to see if it's going to work.
I don't know what the extra camera thing is. Do you want?
No, it's so that you can be seen on the screen because we're
that's
welcoming.
useful.
We're
That's
welcoming. And see. Okay, let me see now. Terence is wearing the little underpants today. Then, how he can tell that, I do not know. Right, look at this.
I've got the special.
Ian Turner, love a professional show. Chance would be a fine thing. I've just tuned in. It seems I choose to do you choose.
Sylvester the cat.
Thank you. Back to normal. Or as normal as it ever gets here. Right, so I am with the great Terence Austin, who's on the screen. You can see him, it looks actually great. I maybe just put a little bit of my silhouette in.
Yeah, just.
Oh no, never mind. Let's just have it. No, it's looking great. Actually. Looking great, sounding great.
I wish I could put it.
No,
You really
I've got a situation here. It's a good job I'm not. It's a good job I'm not on the screen now. Okay, back to normal voices. I think everything's okay.
What was it? What was that treat? A broadcasting treat. That's not very.
The actual shot is he can't hear the guest at all. Some people are telling us it's back to normal. Some saying it's no more than usual normal, and some are saying it's okay. So can we?
It's my phone.
No, I think it's a beautiful shot. We're leading with the visual, and hopefully we've got the sound not right. Says TW. The mics don't seem to be working. All right, so let me just choose another mic. Oh, that's right. That's what happened there. to anyway. Okay. And we'll see if normal service is resumed in any way. It's not letting me choose that. Let's try another option. That's not letting me. I'm gonna refresh the show. So it's not going.
And strangely romantic.
Okay. I think you're back on now. If people can lip read, and
am I back on? Or
as for audio,
can anybody tell them out there?
Yeah.
If they can do that. I don't quite.
Hello. No, for our audio option once more. It's not letting me select it. I'm not happy about this.
I'm not happy about it.
No,
Does that mean you're going to share a mic?
No, it's not about that. It's about I think we're going through this little microphone here. Please enjoy the view while we endeavour to sort here live from São Martinho Do Porto. No mics. Audio is knackered. Audio is knackered. Well, that's just charming, isn't it? Okay.
That's all it's going to be.
Right. I'll tell you what. We'll stop I'm going to try one more, and then we're going to go to your camera and the sound of the desk here in just a moment. So, he really doesn't like that. We'll have to dispense with that beautiful shot.
At the moment.
Okay, all right, let's begin with that then. I think we're back now, and I think we're in good shape.
Yeah,
thank you for bearing with us. I think we're all good. You've got a beautiful handheld bit of camera.
Oh yes.
Me too.
His hands are mighty.
Yes.
Right. Why? Okay. That's that. Yeah, we've got we together, haven't we? I've put an idea to you this morning about an offer,
yes.
And you've jumped at it really. Yeah. Sort of, you wondered a little bit about it, and then you thought, yeah, it's going to help people. Yes. So we're trying to help people. We're trying to pay it forward. Yeah, and that's what we're all about. So, but primarily this morning, what we wanted to do was talk a little bit about 2025, and is it a good time to sell?
Well, yeah, that was one of the questions I put to you yesterday, wasn't it? For anybody who does want to sell their house in the coming year, how can they prepare? And do you think, generally speaking, looking at the market, is it a good time to do it?
I think it's an excellent time to sell.
You do?
I do.
What makes you say that?
Well, I've got a list here, which I'm going to now have to read. And you know how spontaneous I am when I read.
Oh, God.
But, oh, my God.
Here we go.
You may want to take some time. But prices have been rising over the last few years. How far can they go? They have really been rising.
Yeah. Not everywhere, though.
Not everywhere.
Right.
That's an important point which we can cover. But here on the Silver Coast,
yeah,
mainly, I mean, I've noticed because, living outside the Silver Coast and coming back, I lived here for something like 14, 15 years, how much the prices have risen,
I bet. I mean, there's something really special going on here in São Martinho Do Porto, isn't there?
Well, it's the Bay Area. I mean, it's a unique bay. It's a seashell-shaped bay. That's very hard to say. Seashell.
You did a very good job of that.
Thank you very much. And it's safe bathing, which is another tremendous thing because you get the rough old Atlantic, and there's a lot of problems with safety and security in other locations. I mean, Nazaré, for instance, is a beautiful place, but the sea is quite rough there. So you have to be careful. But here in São Martinho, it's safe. So you can bring the kids. It's great for the family. There's a lot of restaurants here, etc. Also, the amazing feature about São Martinho is that it's totally sort of encapsulated by protected land and low-lying land. So it really puts a strain on building. So it will always hold house prices. That has the effect on.
Oh, what? Because they can't, because of the topology, they can't suddenly introduce a load more stock in, and they're also quite averse, thankfully, to do a lot of development along the beachfront, right?
They are,
for some reason,
and they're very careful.
Yeah,
you know, but it's going to happen sooner or later. You know, there are changes in the law happening and working its way through, which we can talk about.
And you think that's symptomatic of a general rise in prices around Portugal or Europe, or where are we talking about specifically? You're focusing on Portugal right now.
We're talking about Portugal, obviously.
Right,
the rest of Europe, I'm not qualified to really speak about, because obviously I do live here in Portugal.
Yeah.
But knowing the São Martinho area, the Silver Coast area pretty well, right? I've seen, and you're talking now probably coming up to about 18 years I've been here.
Right.
So I can.
Yeah, you can speak with some authority.
Yes. It's not a snapshot, but it's more of a kind of long trailer, if you want, where I've seen prices. I mean, for instance, you could be picking up a three bedroom sort of townhouse here, a few years ago, about 180. Yeah, if you really drove a good deal, 170.
Still great value, isn't it?
Great value at those prices
within the global scheme of things.
But what do you think now? What would the market be wanting?
To run that scenario past me again.
Say a T3.
Yeah.
Yes. Fairly near to where you live, for instance.
Blimey, that's what 300, isn't it?
Yeah, easy. Easy now.
Yeah.
Easy now, my man. Over 300. I'm just adjusting my camera position because
can I just say you're doing an amazing job. Not only are you being interviewed and talking into camera, into the microphone beautifully, and I think we've got everything sorted out now. Thanks for bearing with us, everybody. You're actually filming yourself while talking. This is the selfie.
Yeah, it's a gift.
The selfie gift personified there. But could you turn your volume down just a little bit more on your phone?
You're fussy.
I really am pushing you.
I mean, come on.
I think there you go. I think
I'm totally out now, totally muted.
I believe so. And also, we've also got somebody who's calling in to add to the conversation. We'll be with you in a couple of minutes, but please continue with the point you're making here.
Well, I just wanted your point of view because you've lived in São Martinho for some time now, and you've seen that prices have probably doubled.
Yes, we came here. We thought we discovered a lovely place. Might buy a little house one day. No chance now.
No chance now. Yeah. No chance.
Yeah.
But well, let's go down the list and let's see what we've got.
All right, Colin is adding to this conversation. Coastal properties are always going to increase in price as they're not going to build more coastline. That's a good point, isn't it?
As ever. Is it Rugby Colin?
Rugby Colin, yeah.
Happy birthday, Colin.
Yeah, happy birthday, mate.
Yeah, no, I think it's about time we did sing him. Happy birthday.
Look, quick, let's get the male voice choir together because Garvo is joining us now on the screen. Parabéns.
No.
What?
We got to start. I'm doing happy birthday English style.
Oh, okay. Can you not sing it in Welsh for him?
I can in Welsh.
Happy birthday
I can sing it in Welsh.
You, boy. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear
lovely boy.
Lovely lad, isn't it? Happy
birthday
to you.
Oh, bless him.
He's only 103, isn't he?
He looks well.
Get off.
Right. Garvo, good morning to you.
I don't know, boys. You take your cameraman away and look what happens. You're all over the place this morning, aren't you? Come on.
Oh,
he's just joined us to gloat.
To gloat. He's just a gloater. In fact, you should change it, Garvo the gloater.
Garvo the gloater. Is that your Roman?
Horribly wrong for me too because I'm using an experimental setup today. So
he's always at leading edge of technology.
Aren't we all though?
Yeah.
Fair play to us. We are pushing the boundaries.
The
We're pushing the boundaries of broadcasting, and we fell right off them, didn't we? We crashed through them.
Unfortunately, yeah.
High speed,
I'm beginning to think I'm a bit of a Jonah.
All injured this morning after this morning's show. All right, at least our broadcasting egos. Garvo, are you adding to this? Is 2025 a good time to buy the general property picture here in Portugal, or just to gloat about our poor performance so far?
No. There was a purpose to this. Even where I live now, in the middle of central Portugal, I've noticed a dramatic upturn in houses being sold, and the people buying houses, looking at houses, more houses up for sale. So yes, I think it is a time to buy because the market is yours there to look around and get choice. Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so therefore, it's also a good time to sell.
both ways. I mean, people have got to provide the food for the machine, so it's cyclical. You've got to have the demand, and you've got to have the purchase. So it's just about reach that plateau.
All right, which then brings us on to how to prepare for us. Sorry, am I pushing you forward too quickly there?
Yeah, I just wanted
know
to.
You had more to say about that.
I just wanted to lead on with saying, there is a shortage of good houses for sale, which is keeping prices buoyant.
Yes.
There's a lack of housing, which is usually due to family and legal wrangles.
Yeah.
You get a lot of dereliction of properties, where the population's moving from the interior to the coast.
Yes.
So then again, it presents opportunities. Like your man Steve White.
Yes.
With
Absolutely.
Innovative way.
That's why he calls himself the property miner, right? He's digging deep and finding some incredible stuff.
And he's bringing together people, creating deals, and he's producing turnover and contributing to the economy.
Paul Rees yesterday finding some incredible inventory in central Portugal as well. Yeah.
This is where these guys are sort of exploring now and doing a good job.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of property out there that's just standing there being wasted.
Yes.
And meanwhile, politically, the Portuguese are sort of annoyed and irritated at the fact that they can't afford a lot of housing.
Well, you can understand that, can't you?
Well, you can in one way, but on the other end of the scale, who sold the properties to the foreigners in the first place?
Yeah. Well, that's also true, and will remain to be the case.
And it needs talking out and being frank. And I think, quite honestly, as foreigners, which I am, we sit there tight-lipped rather than saying, "Hang on a minute, we are actually contributing to the economy. Yeah. We are employing builders, we are employing plumbers, we are employing all sorts of tradesmen, electricians, to get these projects done. We're putting money into the country. And then on the other end of the scale, by some, not all, we're getting sort of vilified.
Yes.
I don't think that's on.
Well, I like your...
We need a reset.
I like your style and your approach to that. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we need to talk about being frank.
Embrace the nettle, really, isn't it? Of what's going. How can we make it better between us? Because it's happening anyway, right?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yes.
I mean,
Garvo has something to add to that.
That you're giving us a kind of a narrow picture here, I think.
If we could hear him, what's happened to you? Is this his new setup?
He's gone all sign language, hasn't he?
No, you should be able to hear me.
Yeah, can now. Yeah. Right. No need to shout.
There's two sides to this story, right?
Yes.
What you're describing is probably more akin to Lisbon, Porto, down south on the Algarve. I know for absolute certain here in the undiscovered centre that they want you to be here because they need you to keep the place alive. Right. And countless times people have said to me, "You are more than welcome here. We will never treat you badly or whatever because we need you here. You are our future. Otherwise, all these properties, all this land around here will go to waste. It will just, go to rack and ruin." So there's always two sides to this. Maybe like as back in Britain, places, holiday locations near the sea suffer from the same thing. People come with money that push the prices up. The local people can't afford it. It's no different.
Yes. Whereas the people of Hull and Scunthorpe are saying, "Please come, we need you here." Yes.
Do you really want to go to Hull?
Hull and back. No, but I mean, joking aside, that is where to find a bargain and definitely. A smaller local community, isn't it?
Yeah,
for sure. So I guess it's a similar principle the world over.
Got a question for you. Where do you think the big shortages in housing are?
Of particular types of stock or geographically?
Stock. Good question.
Right.
I should have been more specific. Excuse me.
No, not at all. Well, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I think.
You want to take a stab?
What the worst shortage in terms of inventory?
Yeah.
Well, isn't it about affordability rather than type of house?
That's a great response. I love that, and it is
right. What affordable?
I'm going to put you out your misery. All right.
It's
T1s, T2s, and T3s. That means 1, 2, and 3 bedroom properties.
Yes.
Yeah. If you fall into that category and you've got something to sell, it may well be time to think about putting it on the market.
Right.
It could well be a good time, 2025.
Right.
Because there's a lot of competition at the moment. And what you're finding, especially in areas like São Martinho and in others, Lisbon, Porto, up and down the country, the Algarve, there's a lot of competition, and buyers are making larger offers than the asking price to secure the property.
Yeah.
So anybody buying a property should do it fairly soon, right? And should use 2025 as a bit of a springboard to do this.
And start early, because most other people start getting interested in the springtime, don't they? When they have to use less of their imagination.
Exactly.
And nature's supporting the sales process, isn't it?
Exactly.
The light, the warmth, and so on.
So start early, start looking, and don't get caught, as many people do now, in a kind of bidding war.
Yeah.
Now, an estate agent, we all go, estate agents. I've done it myself. But their job is to get the best offer.
Absolutely.
For the vendor.
Yeah.
So they're only honoring what they are supposed to do.
Yes.
With varying degrees of authenticity. But think it on the other side. Prices are moving up. There's more competition, and people are putting higher offers in.
Nice bit of background. And first tip then is to get the ball rolling.
I'd get the ball rolling. Seriously, I'd get out there and start looking. And if you're thinking about it,
on that matter, actually, before I ask you this question, because I think it's an important one, if people don't know what they're doing here in Portugal, T-Duck is saying plenty of rentals in Lisbon, noticing a much more rental inventory available, but more deals, and that's good for people looking for their D7 accommodation, I think. So good to know. Thanks for that.
Yeah, well, don't also forget, like with a T1, there's great rental potential with the T1.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a property portfolio, you may want to buy 2 properties, live out of one.
Two smaller ones rather than
two.
Yeah.
And you've got an income, which, because of the pressure on housing, and also the fact that there are a lot of Americans, Canadians, sort of the post-Trump exit, which has been happening for some time now.
That's accelerating.
That's only going to put more pressure on housing, and there is definitely a long-term rental market out there.
There always will be for some time, won't there?
For some time, with like you say, the D2s and D7s.
D7 mainly, because you need your accommodation.
You need to wait a year, in sort of limbo while you get accredited.
And perhaps the I don't know if it's a glut in Lisbon, but it's not as if the rental market is crashing. I think it's leveling, isn't it? It's balancing out. I don't know if that's if that's the point you're making there, T. Things are leveling out a little bit. A few more comments from and a nice advert from Sony.
Lovely.
Our local realtor, Mike. Our local realtor is asking homeowners if they are interested in selling because of the low inventory. He's offering free property valuation for those who may be on the fence. We'll come back to that because that's an interesting comment there in relation to who to employ and connect with in the Portuguese real estate ecosystem. Morning, meu amigos from Squire of the Shires, who also says on this matter of integrating locally and the love for incomers in central Portugal, generally speaking, unity is the key to our success. And I think we can't stop the processes of globalization, people moving around, and how foreigners move around and come into countries, but you can finesse it and talk to the local people about that. The Algarve and Cascais are always going to be high due to demand, but there are always bargains to be found, it would appear. Thanks for that, Pete. And Peda, unfortunately, the UK market is dormant at the moment, but that won't always be the way, will it? Right. Real estate agents, interesting point from Mike. I want to ask you this, Garvo, as well, but Terence Austin, if you want to get moving early in the new year, time is of the essence, you seem to be suggesting. Get ahead of the curve before other people think about it. How do you find a decent real estate agent in Portugal to help you with that?
That's another great...
$24 million.
It's another great question. I mean, I'm lucky in a way because I work with a lot, because of my photography.
Yes.
And because of the video productions that I do. 30 plus years involved in all of that. Broadcast television, Sky, also had my own video production company, a little bit of film, a little bit of 16mm as well.
Wow. Cecil B. DeMille.
Cecil. that is basically, although I am an artist, a painter, people don't realise that that's probably been my main source of income and
the moving image.
Professionalism. The moving image and the still image. I love images. I love shooting houses. It's really one of my particular favourites, basically because they don't move.
And they never argue.
And they never argue back.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike talent. Right, okay. Yeah. So
but,
cool.
Yeah, what was your question again? I've gone on a bit of a ramble.
How to find you obviously know a few. You obviously know a few.
Well, I do.
Estates.
Right.
Yeah.
So come to me, ask me, and I'll point you in the right direction.
Okay.
I know good ones and I know bad ones.
Yes.
So I'm not an estate agent myself, but
you know a man who can.
I know a man who can.
Right. Whenever you buy an asset, says T-Duck, you should carefully consider an exit strategy. Exiting real estate in Portugal can be very difficult and complicated.
Well, it's
That's
a time
worthwhile
factor.
consideration.
You know what I mean? Also, you've got to build in. This is another reason that 2025 should really be kicked off, is because of the time factor.
Right.
In the UK, in America, markets turn over quickly. You get offers quickly, open houses, etc. The market moves. Here, it's not uncommon for a property to sit 2 years before you get an offer, a real offer.
So be prepared for that.
So be prepared. It can be a lot quicker.
Yes.
And we do have a way around that, which I'm going to talk about.
Well, that's what we'll conclude with. Let's go back to Garvo before we do that, because you've got a very kind offer for us that brings together all the skills you were talking about. Garvo, I really liked what you said about the conversations you've clearly had with people in your community who are saying thanks for being here, basically. How do you foster, cultivate, and continue that kind of relationship? Because that's what a lot of people coming to Portugal will want to be doing. You do hear of horror stories, don't you? And I think the horror stories come from people who are kind of separatist and a bit arrogant and don't take consideration for their new neighbours, and then they do complain about being hounded out of the village. What is the way to what is the diplomatic and friendly angle here, and what should you do?
If you come and live in a place like this, there's no real way you're going to be your archetypal Brit. You know, you're gonna stand around bars drinking all night with other expats. What you've got to do here is join in the local culture, the festas, go to the local cafes and bars, get your face out there, get known, talk to the locals. Yeah, you know, you're not going to probably be perfect Portuguese. They're going to have a little bit of a snigger and laugh at you, but that's part of the fun of it all. And you know, coming here in a place like this is the next level. I mean, a lot of us are not of 10 years, shall we say. We're more advanced, so it's good to keep this working as well. Learn a new language. It's a difficult one, but go out there, meet people. You know, really get part of it. Do the whole experience because you won't regret it. I didn't, and I love it. The other thing I wanted to say, as in like now, as we're all sitting here with our nice warm jackets on and stuff, it's a good time to come now to see what the place is like in winter. It's not
the worst of times,
the worst of times, if you like, the coldest of times, and you'll probably find where you're coming from. It's to you probably a bit chilly or whatever, and it's not too bad. That's always a good way, and that's what I did when I bought a place. I think I came here in February just to see what the place was like. Yeah, it was cold, but you know there were days when you could just take the coat off and down to your t-shirts. It's that variable in winter.
Sorry, go on.
The other thing is you asked where you find great estate agents. Well, your program's got full of them, for Christ's sake. You know, there's a few people on there that. And there's probably, you will collect more as you go along. So keep watching this space.
I think you're absolutely right. We know some great people in this community. So stay tuned and ask questions here.
Some really good people.
Yeah, I mean, some genuinely nice folks who happen to be estate agents as well. Garvo, thank you very much. Was it you who said to me that phrase, "This is the cold country with the hot sun"?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember. We're getting on a bit now. Probably not me. That's far too clever for me.
Okay, then it was Darren. It was Darren who said that to me over Tamar way, and some old Portuguese boy said that to him. This is the cold country with the hot sun, and that's what we know at this time of year, isn't it? It's a cold start in the morning, but yesterday I couldn't sit out in the sun yesterday in December.
What, at 12 o'clock?
It was so hot. And I would, I think I had 2 layers on. I had to strip down and then eventually go inside. But that's what's possible here, and that's what you were calling the worst of times, isn't it, here in Portugal? So, Garbo, thanks, mate, for joining us. Much appreciated. All right, to have a good day, bon dia to you. And that's what we're doing here, right, Terence? We're here in the local cafe.
We are.
Nelson knows us. A few of the locals know us. I'm a bit self-conscious that we're doing a radio show in English, but people have been very hospitable and friendly this morning with
Próxima vez tentar a língua portuguesa, é possível ou não?
The whole show, probably not, right?
Now.
But well done now.
Obviamente.
No, obviamente. See. But we are working on it. We are working on it, aren't we?
Yeah, muito trabalho.
Right. Now, your concluding offer.
The concluding offer, this is what everybody's been waiting for. And
the big moment, the big reveal.
This is
like Santa coming twice.
Yeah. Please, can we just leave that behind?
Yeah, okay, go on.
Because me and Carl have got together and to help people, especially those of which are looking at selling. Because I have 30 plus years in doing video productions, and I'm good at marketing, I'm good at selling. I like it. It's one of my talents, I suppose. And Carl, with his erudite voice, he's a good performer. You don't realize out here in the sunny Silver Coast and the wider Portugal what a great broadcaster he is. I mean, the first part of the program would probably teach you how he's picked his way through a fun intro to the program, yes, shall we say. But he's really, really good, and he is a very good performer on camera. So why don't we put the two skill factors together and make a little very effective promotional video for anybody out there who's thinking about selling. We'll come along, we'll have a look at your property, we'll evaluate it, direction of the sun.
You're hiring me out, but you're giving me away free of charge.
We're giving ourselves away free here because we're paying it forward, aren't we? It's big love back to the community.
So we're offering a promotional video for somebody who wants to sell their house.
Yes.
We'll rock up. We'll present it and make a little program promoting their home.
Yeah, I'll turn up with a 3-man crew, right? Yep. And if they're prepared to put the work in, I am, and you get it totally free, okay? Now, what you
hell of an offer.
It's a hell of an offer. It's a great offer to get you guys going and get you started. And I'll tell people a fact which I'm very proud of. Every house I've ever photographed or videoed has sold. It sometimes takes a little bit of time.
Hold on, my agent's just put a comment in.
Yeah,
for free.
For free.
Oh dear!
I'll pay you something.
You've got me into so much trouble now. Terence. Now look, things were going so well.
We'll have a meeting with him in a bit, but come on, let's get 2025, right? It's going to be a great year. One, strangely enough, if you can purchase, do it now, because it's a great time to buy, because prices are only going to rise. Okay, mortgages are lower now than they have been for some time because the Portuguese couldn't afford them. So they've had to move the market to the public rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
So things are on the up. Come and live in a wonderful, friendly environment that's safe, secure. Begin your life here. And if you're downsizing and you want to just, do something a bit more comfortable with your life, you may be sitting there on a 4-bedroom property and you think, I only need a bedroom, 2 bedrooms. It's a great time to do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
The question
will help.
Well,
you.
That's a very kind offer, very kind, excellent, and I'm looking forward to that already. Obviously, we'll have some fun doing it.
Of course, we always have fun.
We will, be prepared for that. We will be coming to your house and having some fun there as well, and a few beers in the fridge, a few bottles of wine. Is that the rider?
The other thing, and important thing is that we can give you a correct and precise and honest property valuation also. That's not a problem.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So contact us and we'll get you sorted out.
Right.
And we'll choose the best one of obviously a field of candidates. And we will do you a top-line professional video with top-line presenter, music, graphics, 3-man crew.
Dancing girls.
Yeah. Who could resist that?
Yeah,
and we'll get your marketing off with a complete bang. So let's do it.
Into 2025 with a bang then. A somewhat controversial note to end here. You've made a bold statement, Mr. Austin. How do
I'm all
you
about
know,
bold.
How do you know that prices will only rise? What makes you so confident about your prediction for Portugal for 2025?
Well, you always, I could walk out of the cafe now and get run over by a bus.
Don't do that, because we need you for the filming. You just made an offer. You just made an offer. Making a move.
Come on, be serious. How does anybody know? How does a politician know? Right? How does an economist know? Half the predictions people make from very respected official sources, finance houses, international banking. Probably
so
90% of
your
them,
money, your intuition is on the continued rise here in
my
Portugal.
intuition has been, and living here now, knowing the place for 18 years, talking to people, working with a host of estate agents, getting a feel for what the market's doing. Right,
and where we are in the scheme of things, right? Because there was talk earlier on about the prices in London and UK can't sell, can't buy, it's stagnant. That's not the picture here, is it? This market hasn't been still owned by foreign investment, has it, in the way that you might argue London has been, and is dealing with the aftermath of that. We're still on an upward trajectory, with everything else being equal.
You just got to remember this, right? And you can back me up on this, that prices in, for instance, in the Silver Coast, especially in São Martinho, even when we had the various crashes, 2008, COVID, all of that, they never fell. So you never lose, okay? It only goes in an upward projection. There are places in Portugal where... Over time.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. They may get stagnant, which is maybe a period that we'll reach in a little while. But before they get there, make your move, do your calculations, and get going.
Well, it remains to be seen. And pushing back, real estate prices in Portugal have crashed many times.
In certain areas.
And the pound has risen against the euro, so good time for Brits to think about. Well, it's never not been a good time for Brits to think about moving to Portugal, but especially good.
We could do
with the pound strength.
We could do a program about where geographically in Portugal prices have crashed, or not crashed, but have kind of tailed off. Yeah.
Okay. Astrological changes are the most extreme coming up in the next year. Times of big change. The phrase I'm hearing a lot is "we'll see." For the new year, the Trump presidency.
Yeah.
UFOs. UFOs seem to be spoken about a lot.
Ovnish.
We are in the time of "we'll see," aren't we? So we hear your prophecy.
Yeah.
And your suspicions, I suppose, what you think is going to be happening next year, and we will see, and we look forward to talking to you again.
You let me out the bag there, aren't you? You're very kindly going a prophecy, but it's based more on a prophecy. It's based on what I see, the people I talk to. Remember, I do see a lot of different estate agents, and I talk to a lot of different people. And I can get a feel for what's happening and the market, and it's not depressing.
Okay, I can't wait. TDUC again, Portugal real estate does the boom bust cycle harder than the US. And PEDA in the UK, they tell us prices are rising, yet they are not selling. Go figure. Right, speak to the people who do know. You can only do your best. And one of your options now is to get us over to your gaff and make a movie.
Contact Carl, right? I want him to be first point of contact, obviously. And we'll have a look at it, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
And we can do wonders. There's a lot in visual communication and video, which I'm not going to give you the figures, but look, it's probably about 80% more powerful than a lot of communication mediums. So think video, think photographs, think visual.
Well, yeah,
Get this geezer
we do need
to sell your property.
That's certainly a part of the Portuguese real estate picture that could be improved, right? The quality of marketing materials.
I think so. I think it's time for an upgrade.
Absolutely. Right. Okay.
And perhaps we can be in some way implemental, if there's such a word.
Implemental.
Ingenuine. No, that's not a word. I need some new teeth.
I feel like I'm at a George Bush press conference. Certainly. Junior. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
We're way over time.
Sorry.
I mean,
sorry.
but that's easy because we are sat in the glorious bay here. It's been fantastic fun. Yeah. It's been a roller coaster ride, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
Of technical difficulties.
I'm feeling a bit sick.
Of sand. We need to have a lie down.
I need a lie down.
Yes. At the right price. At the right price. Few more comments. Anything will sell tomorrow. True. Prices went down 80% of the UK last year, but then prices have been ludicrous. Unless there's an awakening, banks will go on printing money and devaluing the fiat currency. Wow, your statements, your predictions for next year have really promoted or prompted some serious
good,
opinion
because that's
here.
what we need to do.
Absolutely.
We need to talk these things out, get it out in front of everybody, right? Figure out what the weak points of the argument are, the strong points, and move forward.
All right. Unless there's an awakening, banks will go on printing money and devaluing the fiat currency. Rates likely continue to fall along with the deregulation of banks and integrated with crypto. My goodness, we will see. As I have said so many times, as I've said to many who've moved here, just do it, make the move. None of them have not looked back since and wish they did it earlier. Well, that's true. Yeah. Isn't it? Thank you, Terence Austin. Thank you, Gary Austin. I'm going to take you off the screen because your arms are probably getting a bit tired.
I was just going to say, you're telepathic. Right. My arms are killing me. So sorry, guys. Okay. My shots aren't usually this shaky.
You're fine. You're off. Your camera's off.
Thank you.
Your microphone is still on, so no swearing, please. Right, okay. And I want to just draw people's attention to the God Squad tip of the day and also the Advent calendar. We'll finish by opening our Advent calendar for today, the 12th of December. This is what the website looks like at the moment. And if I scroll down over there, you'll see that yesterday's was Dear Diary. My kids say they want a cat for Christmas. Normally, I do turkey, but if it will make them happy. And we've got another cat one today. So I'll go back and refresh that in just a moment so you can see today's another cat-based meme. Which you can have a look at in just a moment after I've done the God Squad tip of the day. Lot of scrolling back to do for this. Thanks, Coach Turner. Let's go back to the top of the show when he was talking to us just after we started. Wow, loads of comments. Thanks, everybody. Much appreciated. Talk of naughty steps. Buy off to be naughty or nice, says Cordelia over there. And do you know what? I think I may have lost the coach's earlier comments when I refresh the page, so we may have to do those again tomorrow. Yeah, I've got nothing starred or kept for that. When we had our earlier difficulties, I wasn't able to keep those comments, so we'll carry those till tomorrow. Just suffice to say that Coach Turner will be in Coimbra on the 15th, but in a change of plans, I will have a car, so we'll try to join all you nutty gumpers over here for the 5th. Oh, that's the other thing.
Yes.
Tomorrow night,
Friday the 13th. What's happening?
We are partying tomorrow night at the Casa de Lem cocktail bar. So please come along.
Where is that? Just for anybody that doesn't know the Casa de Lem, how could you describe it?
They might know Samar or the Concha Hotel.
Yeah, which is
near.
You
can triangulate, can't you?
Is it the Albergaria?
It's their bar.
Yeah, which is that love Albergaria.
Yes.
Obrigado pela sua pronúncia. Yeah. So what time is it kicking off?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yes.
So what do you kind of think? It's drinks, cocktail dresses, and what about the ladies?
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in your sparkly number, guitar in hand. Josh is going to bring his ukulele.
Have I got to bring my guitar tomorrow?
You haven't got to. You sound a little bit like. This is what you go through with guitar players, isn't it? You're so good at the guitar. Oh, I'm not really. Oh, I should practice more. Yeah. Do you want to play for it? Oh no, I couldn't possibly. No. And then like midnight. Can we shut him up now?
Can he get off you?
That's right. It's like, I'm only just warming up.
All right. Look, so okay, I do. But I'm going to apologise to people beforehand.
In advance.
All right.
Okay,
I'm going to apologise.
So if you want to see him in a sparkly dress or stripped down to the waist, which is also very likely to happen tomorrow night, come join us at Casa de Lem for that. We used to have friends over for Christmas dinner, but we eat turkey now. Another variation on that same
with
thing.
With a good Chianti.
We'll send you a video later showing the stretches from the week. Thanks, Coach. Much appreciated there. And I love Friday the 13th. Woohoo! Bring a black cat, bring a ladder. And it's been a lucky day for me in the past. Okay, for the 13th. Okay, well, let's look out for that because that is tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Back to the 12th then. And I have refreshed the Advent calendar. This is it finally now. We are leaving after an extra 16 minutes or so of the Good Morning Portugal show, live here from Palmeira. So thanks to the wonderful Nelson, Margarita, and the lovely girl, the waitress here, whose name I don't know, but really looked after us this morning. Here we go for the a bit of a slow refresh here. It's another cat meme. Doesn't seem entirely happy. Come on, do your thing, internet. We've done pretty well. I mean, given that we
round of applause to you. I mean, for with all the difficulties, etc.
We have some incredible technology in our hands, don't we? When it's working well, for us to do an outside broadcast of this kind here,
brilliant. But you get the hiccups. So
you do.
But you've dealt with them marvelously.
We stood on our head and drank a glass of water upside down, and we're back out here the other side. So there it is, the 12th of December. If you look closely into a cat's eyes there, you can see the reflection of the Christmas tree, and you know that within a few hours your Christmas tree is going to look like some kind of denuded, deforested disaster after all those hours of work that you put into it.
It's just going to happen.
Have a great day, folks, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, and this evening, if you want to join me for the Expats Portugal webinar, where we're talking about flying your pooch or pussy over on a jet.
I'd like to see that.
Your pet comes with you in the cabin. VIP
a
stuff.
pet.
Yes. Yes. And we're talking to Adam, who runs that company.
Your pet comes over in the cabin with you.
You fly over with other pet owners.
Wow.
And it's
like all pet owners together.
Yes.
In like, what a minute.
What
happens if they all start fighting, the animals?
Apparently it doesn't happen. No. And the obvious question about where do they go to the toilet?
Anywhere they like.
You can't go anywhere. That's not what he said. Anyway, and the dream team thereafter, and more fun tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye for now. Have a great day. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Terence, for being here. Thank you, SantaGeeza.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.